You guys have really good chemistry in this movie, actually. I was wondering if you guys had a chance, maybe before starting on production or maybe in between filming, did you guys get a chance to spend time together and kind of develop that rapport with one another?
We were stuck on a boat together for three-ish.
Too long.
Yeah, for a very, very long time. And also we made this movie in Fiji, and I think that just simply because we were so far removed from our personal realities and our families, and we had the opportunity to get to know one another really well, and being stuck on an island and stuck on a boat, you learn a lot about a person very quickly. And we were also under such extreme circumstances that really allowed us. I mean, first day out, he was puking, and I was
holding
very seasick.
my very little hair back, holding my beard back. Yeah, I think we saw each other at our worst quite early on because of the puking. But in all honesty, I think because she's so easy, like it'd be impossible not to get on with her. So it was just kind of very organic and very. And we work in very, very similar ways, and we have very similar beliefs in life, I think. And we both love Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah. So there was just so much in common that we had, you know.
It's something you say often that I had never thought about before, but it's so true. When you naturally care for someone and naturally love someone and want to see them succeed in everything in their life, go smoothly, it only helps that chemistry on screen because it actually affects you when you're watching someone that you deeply admire go through something traumatic. And
like when I see her cry, like it, it moves. Like it's like when you see a loved one cry, you want to help, or
or
so
someone
I think
hurt,
it felt real.
It looked like as well such a challenging movie from both an emotional perspective and physically as well. Was there a particular maybe scene or a stunt that stands out to you guys as one you remember as particularly challenging?
For me, just generally anything sailing was quite physically demanding. There was one day in particular, which is one of the first days that we went out as a crew on the open ocean, and the water was really, really choppy, and everyone was very, very, very seasick. And through that nausea, we were expected to kind of do sailing and kind of. I remember I'll never forget having to get from the back of the boat to the front, like the stern to the bow, and I was so not feeling myself. And also it was one of the first times we'd been on the boat. And I was sort of and I was doing everything with no shoes on, and I was sort of slipping and sliding, and I was stubbing my toe every now and then, because I kept missing, the footholds. And
he got an infection on his foot. I lost a toenail. There was a lot of
But they were the worst of the injuries, and surprisingly, despite the fact that we did a whole movie, like 90% of the movie on the ocean, no one fell in. Which is really remarkable. And I think everyone was doing bets on to say, who was going to be the first to fall. But literally no one fell overboard, no one slipped off. And as you can see from the boat on the poster, there was no railings. The majority were anything to hold on to. So everyone was crawling around, and it was very, very challenging. But
I would say that was the most challenging too, is just walking on the boat.
Yeah.
Which probably looks the easiest.
Especially at that point, yeah.
You guys have played fictional characters before, especially ones that are based in literature, but this was the first time you were playing, real life people. Did that in any way kind of affect your performances?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me at least, playing Tammy, who was so involved in this process and who was very helpful and vocal and aware of what was happening, was a huge blessing, because she was sort of this infinite resource when you have a story that's this rich in its truth. You don't want to use a lot of artistic license to make it something that it's not. But at the same token, there was, I think, a slight paranoia in me that was a little voice in my head saying, would Tammy do it this way or would she do it that way? And there was a constant battle of wanting to honor that voice and also recognize that if I was trying to fabricate something, then it would look like I was trying to fabricate something. So how do you capture someone without fully losing yourself in that to make it feel authentic?
Yeah, I think it's important to me to not do an impression of or an impersonation. It was a matter of having the essence of him
Yes.
in my performance. And I think
Exactly.
for me, like it was difficult because I made the conscious decision not to ask any questions, and I had the material in front of me, the script and the book, and I had a couple of articles, and there was a documentary which I watched the documentary, and I think other than that, I kind of wanted to do my own thing because, you know, it's traumatic. It's a moment in history, and I think in the past, and I think people have moved on, and I think bringing up certain questions may or may not have been difficult for certain people. So I think I just kind of kept it to myself, and it was really, really nice and rewarding when Tammy was out, and she, I was telling a story whilst we were having lunch, and she went quiet, and someone said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "I just can't get over how similar you are to him." And I think there was sort of having done no work. I did no work, and I had done a lot of work. But I think I focused on the sailing, and I focused on the story as opposed to making a character, if you know what I mean. And I think I was just lucky that we're quite similar.
We're thousands of miles from land. We're not in any flight paths. That's like a 1,500 square mile search area.
Needle in a blue haystack.
Is anybody there?